I think I had maybe 3 different starts to photography because my very first experience with photography was in the mid-70s when my grandfather died, and I inherited an old camera from him, and I wanted to find out how that worked. It was an old Kodak from 1890, and it was interesting just to play with it and find out how it worked, how the chemistry worked with the paper and everything. So I was playing with that for a couple of years, and then I put it away. Then in the 80s, I bought my first proper camera and started photographing when my children were small. And it was not until the mid-90s, when I was 35, that's when I really discovered the possibilities of photography as a way of expressing yourself. That's when I really discovered that there is a world out there of arts and different ways of expression, and it's open. You can go and help yourself to everything you want. That was really a discovery for me. So from then on, I have been working with photography non-stop. I had my first exhibition in '97. I was working then, as I do now, on film, because I prefer to work on film. This is because I love to work in the darkroom. I love to feel that I am producing something. I have nothing against digital photography, but for me, computers are so boring, and I love to be in the darkroom. I love the smell of the chemicals. I love the red light. I love the red wine. I love the blue music. So it gives me such a wonderful feeling just to be there and to make my photographs. And I feel also that now we see photographs, except when we see them at an exhibition, most of the time we see photographs on a screen. We don't no longer have our photo albums. We no longer have our envelopes with photographs when we have delivered the film to be developed. We only have a CD, or we have the images on our computers. And that makes me value the object of the photograph even more. And I like to make, a lot of my photographs are quite small in size, from 12 by 12 and downwards. And my smallest photographs are 2.5 by 2.5 centimeters. And I like the intimacy of a small object that you can hold in your hand. It gives you a different experience than just what you see on the screen and then you switch to the next. And we get all these millions and billions of images on all our screens every day. And it's good to have something that's different, that is here. I think that's... When I started out for the 3rd time, which was the real start, I was mostly interested in looking for silence. My subject was finding silent moments as a contrast to the advertisement world, to all the noises we have around us, all the colors, everything. So they were quiet, small pieces showing quiet places or spaces. And that is still something that's with me, but they were more empty. There were never people in my earlier photographs. The people came later, first as small parts of the photograph, but not really having the big importance. The very first ones was more about the traces of people. And in the second phase, they were coming in as small elements in the composition or in the image. And more lately, people are becoming more and more important, and my most recent projects are almost always contain people. So there is a change, a development there also, and I feel sometimes be good to go back to those quiet places sometimes. Well, I guess I'm sort of the kind of where my newest project is always the most interesting, always the favorite, because it's the most exciting, because what I'm working on now and what I've just finished. So maybe my current project, which I have exhibited parts of already in Paris last year, is called Moments Reflected, and it is basically fragments from a life, showing short moments that are sometimes more important when you reflect upon them later than they were at the time when it happened. So they are moments that happen every day. They are also moments that happen on special occasions, but the everyday moments are more important. They are moments of strangeness, but there are moments of intimacy. There are moments of human contact. And I feel more and more this to be important in a life. And that's why I think this series this project, if I call it that, feels important to me at the moment. And it is a project that I've been working on for a couple of years, and it's probably going to take longer before I feel it's finished, if it does finish, because it's more of gathering moments, and then you show some of them and can discuss some of them in between, now and then. I don't think I have been a professional photographer for about 15 years. I've been working with photography as my expression in art for 20 years. I don't really know if I could do anything else.
Just imagine.
Well, photography is my life. It's what I do and what I discuss. It's what I do all day long. Everything. I mean, everything in my house is about photography. There is only one place in the house where I do not work in photography. That's where I have my library, my films, and the bed. That is where we can sit and discuss and have nice quiet. That is the only place where there's no work. Apart from that, there is photography all over the house, in every room. And I don't think I could have a different life, to be honest. I cannot imagine any job that I could do apart from what I do at the moment. I would say the important thing is to make photographs, to carry on making photographs, because it is very quick you make some photographs and then you're not happy, or you're very happy with them and you get some feedback. That's good, some is bad, and sometimes you can feel like giving up. But I think the most important thing is to keep photographing, and eventually I think you will find your way. If you find that this is something you need to do, you should carry on doing it, and you will find your way of doing it. Perhaps it's good to take advice via different kinds of tuition, but to find your line, your way of expression, I think that is important too. And to get there, you have to start and you have to continue.